before the light was born, before the sky separated from the earth, before there was above and below, the universe was not empty. It was full. Yet it had no form. The ancient Egyptians didn't start their story from nothingness. They started from chaos, around 4,500 years ago, while other civilizations were seeking stability on Earth. The Egyptians were carving their vision of the beginning of the cosmos into stone. Inside the Pyramid of Unas at Saqqara, the world's first written religious texts describe the dawn of existence. These are the pyramid texts, dating to around 2400 BCE. They weren't a book or a spoken legend, but a divine doctrine etched into the walls of a king's tomb. Among the passages that have long puzzled scholars, one stands out. I was alone in none, when there was no sky and no earth. What is none? It's not a geometric void, not a philosophical nothing, but an endless, primordial ocean of water. None doesn't mean nothing. It represents an undifferentiated state, a cosmic soup where things were not yet separate. Existence was present, but without boundaries, without distinction, without order. The Egyptians didn't imagine a beginning from zero, but from a latent state transforming into structure. From chaos to shape, from potential to organization. Imagine a slow sunrise over Heliopolis, the ancient city of the sun. Here, a powerful vision of creation emerged, known as the Heliopolitan cosmogony. In the beginning, there was only none. Then, a mound of earth, the first land, rises from the waters, just as the fertile ground would appear after the Nile's annual flood. Upon this mound appears the god Adam. He was not created. He was self-generated, emerging as light emerges from darkness. Adam then brings forth Shu, the god of air, and Tefnut, the goddess of moisture. With them, the sky finally separates from the earth, and the world we know begins to take shape. The ancient Egyptians weren't obsessed with a single starting point in time. Their real concern was the establishment of order. Nature itself was their book of creation. Every year, as the Nile's floodwaters receded, they witnessed the land re-emerging from the water, a daily and yearly reenactment of the birth of the world. Now, let's travel to London, to the British Museum. Here lies the Shabaka stone, a broken slab of black granite that carries the theology of another great city, Memphis. The story here is different. There is no physical emergence, no primordial waters. Instead, the god Ptah creates the universe through the power of his mind. The text says, all the gods and all things came forth from his heart and his tongue. For the Egyptians, the heart was the seat of thought, and the tongue was the instrument of the word. Before Mater, there was the idea. This is a remarkable philosophical shift. It tells us that creation is not just a material event, but an intellectual one. The universe, in this view, is born from divine thought. But none, the primordial chaos, does not simply disappear. It never does. Each evening, as the sun god Ra journeys through the underworld, he sails his boat through those same dark, chaotic waters. Creation is not a one-time historical event. It is an ongoing, daily process. Order is fragile, and chaos always lies just beneath the surface, waiting. Today, modern physicists speak of a primordial, undifferentiated state before cosmic structures formed. The Egyptians certainly didn't predict science, but the fundamental question echoes through the millennia. How does order emerge from disorder? They answered with powerful symbols. Science answers with complex equations, but the core existential concern remains exactly the same. In some traditions, like those from Hermel, creation began not with a god on a mound, but with a cosmic egg floating on the waters of none. When it cracks open, light bursts forth. The egg isn't just a simple tale. It's a profound symbol, a closed vessel containing all possibilities. It represents the universe as pure potential, just before it becomes reality. Another beautiful image is the lotus flower, floating on the water. At sunrise, its petals open, and from its heart emerges the solar child, a symbol of light and new life. Every single sunrise reenacts the moment of creation. Light triumphs over darkness, daily and endlessly. But this triumph is never guaranteed. In the underworld, the monstrous serpent, Apophis constantly tries to devour the sun and plunge the world back into chaos. And every night, A is defeated. This eternal struggle is the essence of Mawat, the Egyptian concept of order, balance, justice, and harmony. Every ritual, every temple, and the pharaoh himself all were dedicated to maintaining Mawat and preventing chaos from returning. As we traveled between the ancient centers of Heliopolis, Memphis, and Thebes, we find there was no single official story of creation. In Heliopolis, Atam emerges from the waters of Nun. In Memphis, Pata creates through thought and word. In Thebes, the story is linked to the great god Amen. But the Egyptians saw no contradiction in this. Their goal was not to write a precise cosmic history. It was to understand how humanity can maintain order in a world surrounded by an eternal ocean of chaos. Imagine the darkness again, the sound of slow, deep water breathing, just like in the beginning. But this time, it's not frightening, it's profound. The ancient Egyptian did not ask, "When did the universe begin?" He asked, "How do we maintain order in a world that could return to chaos at any moment?" Creation was not just a story, it was a responsibility. Human, political, and divine. Every sunrise announced the triumph of order. Every sunset was a reminder that chaos still exists, waiting. The Egyptians wrote more than just the story of beginnings. They wrote a philosophy of survival. As our view returns to those calm, black waters, a single point of light begins to glimmer on the horizon. Before the light was born, the question was born. And that question is still alive today. Thank you for watching. If you found this journey into ancient thought as fascinating as I do, please like, subscribe, and follow for more stories from our shared human past.